Yep, you read that title right. The 12-team college football playoffs will ruin college football as we know it. And I don't want this intro to be too long. Let's just get into it. I'm going to explain my reasoning behind why I believe the 12-team playoffs will be the death of college football. I first want to talk about the big games that happened at the end of the year. Michigan versus OSU and Bama versus Georgia. Great examples from last year. These game stakes made them 10 times more entertaining. You win, you're in the playoffs. You lose, you're in a bowl game that you don't want to be in. But now with the 12-team playoffs, all that means is a lower seed in the playoffs, which completely takes away from the immersion of it. And it's just less entertaining. When you watch these games, it's like, okay, they're still going to have a chance to win it all, which I think seamlessly transitions into my second reason, blowouts. My second reason against the 12-team playoffs is that there'll be too many blowouts, and it makes big games less valuable. 3-loss teams cannot make the CFP, and before you tell me there's no way a 3-loss team can make the college football playoffs, I'd like to mention we saw 2 teams with 3 losses in the top 12 last year. So now we'll have much discourse between what 3-loss team had better losses, and that completely ruins college football as a whole. Every game's supposed to matter, but if LSU, for example, can lose to Bama, Georgia, and some other SEC team and still make the playoffs, do they really deserve that spot? No, because they couldn't win when they had the chance. This will also basically make bowl games obsolete, and no one will care about bowl games between the 14th ranked team and the 20th ranked team, because they couldn't make the CFP, which is a lot harder for up-and-coming schools to gain respect. Since all the big-time schools will be competing for in the CFP, these up-and-coming schools will be forced to play bowl games against much inferior opponents and won't be able to show their potential. I'd like to illustrate this example of the 2017 UCF Knights, who despite going undefeated, didn't even get a chance at the CFP, but instead of throwing a fit and giving up on the season, FSU, they decided to stand on business and beat Auburn, who was a very well-respected team, and since they beat Bama and absolutely destroyed Georgia this year, UCF got to show the entire nation what they are made of. Finally, I want to tackle a point I mentioned earlier, blowouts, which will be so much more common in the CFP. It won't even be fun to watch, because let's be honest, the gap between the 5th seed and the 12th seed in college is massive. And I'll prove it to you. FSU finished ranked 5th last year in the polls, absolutely walked over 12th ranked LSU in the season opener. Of course, I was with Jordan Travis, but you get my point. I have more examples. Just last year, OSU versus Penn State. Despite what the score might say, it wasn't close, as OSU was only ranked a couple spots higher than Penn State, smothered them, holding them to 1-16 on 3rd down. And despite a boring game, everyone knew OSU was going to win. It was only a matter of time. What about Ole Miss, a top 10 team, couldn't even compete with Georgia, who completely missed the CFP, by the way. So anyway, I made my point. Now let me hear yours. Do you think the 12-team playoffs is a good or a bad expansion for college football? Do you think it will be better for the sport, or do you think it will hurt the sport, as I think it will? So anyway, that's going to be all for today's video. Make sure to subscribe and the notification bell. And if you want to see more football content from me, you should subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.